Some houses are not empty. They wait. They wait for someone to come inside. James had always been drawn to old houses. There was something about them that felt alive, even if no one else could see it. So when he found the house at the edge of town, he didn't hesitate. It was quiet, almost too quiet, and the windows were clouded with dust. The floors groaned under every step, and the air smelled old and cold. Shadows clung to corners, refusing to move. During the day, it seemed harmless. During the night, it was a trap. The first night, James heard it. A faint whisper, almost like the wind brushing against his ear. James, James. He froze. Maybe it was the wind. Maybe it was nothing. He told himself it was his imagination. But then he noticed little things. The chair in the corner had shifted slightly. A picture frame tilted. Even the old clock ticked slower than before. The house was watching him. He tried to sleep, but the whispers returned. At first, soft, almost gentle. James, come upstairs. A chill ran down his spine. The voice was patient, coaxing, but there was a coldness behind it, something dark, something that had waited for him. By the third night, the whispers were impossible to ignore. They grew louder, coming from every corner. From the hallway, the walls, the ceiling. They pulled at him, and he felt a strange compulsion to follow them. He tried to ignore it. He tried to stay in his room, but the whispers wouldn't stop. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. The next night, the whispers came from upstairs. Something inside him knew he shouldn't go, yet he couldn't resist. Slowly, he climbed the stairs. Each step groaned beneath his weight. The shadows seemed longer than before, stretching, bending, as if reaching for him. The air was colder, heavier, thick with a smell of decay. His heart thumped in his chest with each step, louder than the last. James, come, now. At the top of the stairs, he reached the attic. The door was splintered, the hinges rusted. Pushing it open, he entered a room covered in dust and cobwebs. The moonlight slanted through the broken roof, illuminating old furniture, boxes stacked high, and in the corner, an old mirror, cracked and grimy. He wiped the glass with his sleeve. His reflection stared back at him. At first, normal. But then, he saw it. A shadow behind him, dark and formless, twisting slowly. He spun around. Nothing. The room was empty. But when he looked again, the shadow had moved closer. Leave! Now! Leave! Now! The voice hissed. Suddenly, the attic came alive. Objects began to move violently. Books toppled from shelves. A chair crashed to the floor. The candle in his hand flickered wildly and went out, leaving him in total darkness. Shadows twisted around him, reaching for his arms, his legs, his face. His scream echoed and disappeared. He stumbled blindly, trying to escape, feeling the shadows brushing against his skin. He could hear the whispers all around him now, louder, urgent, almost screaming. James! 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 Downstairs, the house seemed even larger, more twisted than it had been before. Hallways stretched farther, walls closed in, floors shifted under his feet. He ran. He couldn't stop. Every step echoed in the empty rooms. The whispers followed, sometimes soft, sometimes piercing, calling him, taunting him. Finally, he burst through the front door into the cold night air. The house looked normal, silent, empty. But then, for a fleeting moment, the windows glowed red, like eyes, watching, waiting, hunger lingering behind them. He ran through the foggy yard and onto the empty streets, heart hammering, gasping for breath. He didn't stop until he reached the safety of the nearest streetlights, far from the house that had waited for him. Even now, years later, he cannot forget. Some nights, when the wind blows just right, he swears he can still hear them. The whispers. James. James. Waiting. Watching. Always waiting. He never returned. and some say the house is still there, empty to the eye but full of shadows and whispers for anyone brave or foolish enough to enter. Will you dare to listen?